So the goal of this stream, there's something on my glasses. The goal of this stream is to clean my glasses. Anyways, the fine folks over at Transistor alerted me to the fact that there's a MCP for their. So MCP is something like a way to communicate with AI bot like Claude, but understands the thing. So in this case, Transistor's MCP is how you get Claude, ChatGPT, etc. to understand and know what is going on inside a Transistor. You need this show to push you over the edge and start. Just do it. Maybe this will be not this live stream, but the thing I'm working on. So it happened to be kind of a nice bit of symmetry or whatever. Oh, I should let them know that I'm doing this as well. By way of, I've been doing a 365-day selfie-a-day project thing that I started last year. It's coming to an end here in about 4 days. And been thinking about what I'm going to do next and various ideas around like take a picture facing out every day or song of the day or various things. Walk a mile every day or do something like that. Take a picture of a tree every day or post a video every day. And the thing that was kind of like in the back of my mind that I knew was what I really should be doing, because it kind of ties into what my business and stuff is something podcasting related. And so then obviously it's like, well, I could do an episode a day. And for those of you who've been around with me for a long time, you'll know that I used to do a show called Dailyish, which was basically that idea of like an episode a day-ish. And so then I was debating, like, do I start a whole new show just for this project? And one of the other themes that I'm doing or trying to hold to, by the way, I'm turning 50 this year, so it's like a big number. It doesn't feel like 50, but when someone else says it out loud, it kind of makes me throw up in my mouth a little bit. But that's for therapy and stuff. Anyways, one of my other goals is to simplify and not have so much stuff. I kind of start, this is famous last words, but I start new shows, I start new websites, new blogs, because apps are cool and it's fun to play with. And so rather than starting a whole new show, I thought, why don't I use my existing Dailyish podcast and just continue with that? Because that's kind of the idea of like, I might as well flip over to my Notion. Yeah, like the challenge is record an episode a day for my 50th year on the planet. I'm going to do audio only. Minimum is 1 minute, maximum is 10 minutes, unless there's guests ever. I don't know if that'll be a thing. And then even if it's just one episode, an episode is just me lamenting that I have to record an episode, that still counts. I just can't do that more than one day in a row. I'm allowed to pre-record episodes, batch them out so I don't have to record them on that day. The goal is to have an episode every day, not record an episode every day. And then just kind of like if life takes a weird hard turn, something happens, I might pause it because of that, but also the aim is to podcast through it. And it may be messy, it may be oversharing. That's more for like, I don't know, my own brain. And then generally I'm going to record it into Descript so I can get a transcript pretty quickly and edit it quickly, not doing a lot of fiddling around with it, and then go straight into Transistor from Descript, which is handy. And if I need to, I'll use my phone or whatever mobile recording setup too if I'm away from the desk, and then figure out some music and otherwise just kind of do it. So inside of Notion, I had set up a quick database that I use just to manage episodes. I don't know if I'll keep to this because, again, to keep it simple, I don't necessarily want to have to update a Notion database every time I record an episode. But then I got thinking how, again, back to when I realized Transistor has this MCP, and so then Claude / Notion / something in there could probably do some of this automatically. So what did you say? I sort of built that selfie taker with my dashboard affirmational app I built. Cool challenge. Nice. Do you have it linked somewhere? Is it like a public thing? Feel free to throw the link in. That's kind of fun though. And feel free, if you're out there watching on YouTube or Twitch, throw comments or questions as I go. I'm happy to be interrupted and reminded that there's actual humans out there, especially if I start drifting off. So anyways, that's the idea. And so I also need to write up a blog post reviewing Selfie a Day project from last year. Dashboard.affirmational. Why can't I say that? Can I copy and paste? I guess I could just go to the Twitch channel. Dashboard.affirmational.laravel.cloud. Oops, I must have typed it wrong. Oh, hey, Jason. Jason's from Transistor, so if there's any serious issues, did I spell Laravel.cloud? Maybe it's not. Here, I'll just go to my dashboard or my, yeah. Oh, and he's gone. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Dashboard dash affirmational. Gotcha. I see now. Oh, nice little buy me a coffee built in. Sweet. Very cool. Okay, make sure that's not distracting me too much. Okay, so that's the idea. And so as part of that, eventually I'll get my way there. So this is the podcast, and you can see I've got 200 and some episodes from over a long period of time. This is not like something I did. Let's go to the last page of episodes. Verbal Diarrhea, there's a good show name. 2014. So like over 10 years, ago is when I first started. I don't even want to listen to this, but I will because I'm a sucker for. So I moved it. If you were listening to it at all before, I had moved it from the goodstuff.network hosting, or not hosting, but just domain name. And it probably still works there, but just moved it into my own account. And just so that I could kind of have a little more control over it and put it on my own subdomain and stuff like that at daily.chrisenz.com in lieu of, again, starting this project on August 19th, which is my birthday, but don't be creepy about that. And let's see. That's really loud.
Hello, welcome to a podcast with Chris Enz, your Dailyish audio show from my mouth to your ears, which sounds really disgusting, but it's kind of true. This is a show that I've been sort of thinking about doing for a while, and it's more of a, not so much for you guys, whoever happens to listen, but more to just push myself in this medium of podcasting that I enjoy doing, to try and
So that's wild because
like I'm doing right now, come up with a conversation and a topic and talk.
I'm basically kind of doing the same thing. Push myself with. Anyways, that's too funny. So what is that? 12 years later, still trying to do the same thing. So anyways, with this now, what I thought I would do is, so I've updated a bit of the metadata around the show and changed the theme and stuff. And can I get rid of the player? I don't want to see verbal diarrhea anymore. I'll just start playing this one. What I thought I would do, and I hadn't really even thought I could do this very easily, because inside of Transistor, there's, for this show, I've got two tabs open, of course. For this show, there's, every episode, I love Transistor's UI, but like every episode you can have artwork added per episode, so that each episode could technically look different. Or at least in what I'm trying to accomplish here is show that it's the old show versus the new show. And so in theory, I could go through and update 260 some episodes with artwork. So then this page, when someone comes to the episode page or the similar episode page inside of Apple Podcasts or whatever app they use to subscribe, every episode would look at least a little different, somehow different than the current episodes. So rather than, right now I updated the artwork slightly. That's basically what it always has been with my face from obviously 12 or so years ago. So not much has changed. And then there was a Good Stuff logo. Goodstuff.network is the network I do or have done with friends. And we're kind of like petering out a little bit, but it still exists. So at any rate, updating that, but showing all these old episodes, either maybe some updating the titles possibly. So like, I don't know what I would designate it as, pre 2026 or something like that. Or maybe these new ones would have, daily 2026 or daily year in 50. I don't know, some sort of, or 50 semicolon thing. What could we do there? Titling, like designation 50 episode name, but that's going to be confusing because then that looks like it's always going to be the 50th episode when it's listed like 50. So I think old episodes maybe get what? Old. Episode name added to it. Or I could do like Good Stuff version or GS or archived. Maybe that would be better. I don't know what would look better, because it's like eventually, obviously, if I'm doing this every day and keeping up to it, then it's going to drop off pretty quickly. Like after, how many episodes are there per day? 20. So after the first month, assuming I do it every day, then this whole page is going to be new episodes and these will be old ones. So maybe I don't need to worry about having something different there. So too bad the metadata doesn't, that might be my custom CMS, not necessarily Transistor's fault, but doesn't show the date there very well. Yeah, because the whole thing is there. So maybe episode page shows date published properly. Something like that. So anyways, all right, still there. That's that. What was I doing? So let's get this connected, I guess, is the thing we need to do. The thing with, so this MCP is basically like, it's similar to an API to be able to hook into your Transistor dashboard and update and change things. Very importantly, you cannot delete things with Claude, so that's good. I can't accidentally delete, my entire show or someone else's show, at least until it gains sentient power. I'm just going to check. I'm not sure what. Just go full screen for a second. Where it's Claude. We'll use Claude for now. All right, desktop and camera. Back to that one. Shrink me back down. Okay. So I was starting just messing around with Claude here to do something else. So I want to first of all add the MCP to Claude. I don't pay for Claude currently, so I might hit not Claude code, but just Claude. Settings, connectors, add custom connector. I'm just going to follow their instructions, even though I think I know what I'm doing. Just for Jason and Justin's sake, settings, connectors, add custom connectors. Connectors, add, that was one custom connector. What's my custom one that I'm using? Oh, Descript. I could probably get rid of that because I don't really use it. Let's see, disconnect. And I think they have an official connector now. Right? Okay, so now I go. Do I need to like delete this? Remove. There we go. Add a custom connector. So that would be something, I guess, for Transistor. I'm sure most people are savvy to this, but if you're on the free plan, maybe this won't even work without a paid plan. We'll see. But if you are on the free plan, you can only use one custom connector right now. Server URL, and then I don't need to give a name. Transistor works fine. Connect. Add. So now I need to connect to Transistor. Let's go back to, so I guess whatever my email address is there. So open up Claude. There we go. Transistor is connected. Okay, so now let's see, what can we do? So I want it to, this is where I don't know, like maybe I should set up as a project. I never know when to do that. But anyways, I'm going to start with looking at the show here. Let's just see which shows can you, or do you see my show named Dailyish in Transistor? I haven't used Claude much in the last little bit, so 268, last one. There we go. Okay. So what I'd like to do is, let's see if I can do this. Pixelmator, Dailyish artwork. Oof. Look at that. That's what I picked as my artwork. That's our old house. There's all sorts of me in old location. Okay. Dailyish artwork 2026. We'll open that. So this is the new version. I'm just going to make a new, let's throw the good stuff logo in, and then a text layer of some sort, and we're going to group that as, just so I don't forget. What are we going to call this? We'll put a big, ooh, that's supposed to stay. I'm not too fussy about it being weird alignment and a little fuzzy for now. Cover up my face, maybe. Maybe just make it like, it's weird. Why is it letting me do that? I thought archive episode. Hey, Jason. Welcome back. I don't know if you saw, I'll forward you this. I mean, it's going to be long and boring for the most part, but one thing to mention maybe in your notes or the instructions are like, especially for Claude, for like right now I don't pay for Claude, so you can only have one custom connector per, like for a free account. I don't know if it's worth mentioning. That might be something people come up against. I'm not aiming for fancy. I just want some sort of designation that this is like. Faded out, maybe even. If I put a new, oops, not new. Oh, it's locked. Let's fade this one down a little bit too. Just so it kind of looks like it's make this a just straight up whitish. I really like Pixelmator, but there is something about the way it does layer selection that maybe Photoshop did this and I just forgotten. But like, I want to select this layer of text. If I click over here, oops, now it's going to work because I've got other things locked. But it's like, it doesn't respect, like it lets me click through to the layers. There's got to be a setting somewhere. Click through the layers below, or now in this case, it's like grouping them, picking the group when I want. And if I get that actual text of like I click on the visual part of the layer that I can see, then it'll let me pick that layer. And I just want to be like, I know this bounding box is here. Just let me click anywhere inside that box. So I'm sure there's a setting. What should we do? Emoji alert, maybe? Stop. Note. Cabinet. I don't really want to spend a bunch of time on this because it doesn't really matter. I like to keep the good stuff reference there, just for... Anyway, this is not where I wanted to spend most of my time right now. This will be smaller, I guess, because it's going to be... Or, like, it's going to appear small because it's an episode detail. Episode artwork, not... dang it. Grandpa. We'll throw that up top somewhere. Don't love it. Okay, all that to say was I wonder if I can do this. For all the past episodes, add files or photos. Currently on Dailyish show. You update the episode. What is the official? I don't know if this will work actually, because episode artwork. Just tell it. That is actually my where my brain falls over, maybe, or whatever, or I limit myself in terms of what I think can be done with AI, than rather than just trying it and see what happens. By the way, is the YouTube stream okay? If you're over there. Confirm scope. You want all 260 currently published episodes to update to this artwork. Yes. Transition needs a publicly reachable URL for the show, not the uploaded file. I don't have a way of hosting it. Do you have a way you can upload it to your... Or for other, I can walk you through. Maybe what I'll do is just upload it to this. Does that give me that should give me the URL, right? So that looks kind of ugly, but there we go. In theory, I could change that later. So I would love it if Transistor exposed some of this stuff. URLs, I realize it's probably pretty niche usage. I mean, I know how to go grab that, but is it actually going to let me use that as a... Yeah. It's not the full-size image though, right? Remove these parameters. Jason, you can... Quality is 60, I assume. What happens if I do that? Nope. Didn't I? What did I upload it as? This is, again, not important, really. 1400 by 1400. Nope. Whatever. Okay. Let's see what it does. Too bad Claude can't fix my hair. I guess I probably could if I gave it image overlay controls. Before I was using anything with transcription tooling built in. It can trigger transcriptions for you too. Yeah, I saw that. I don't think I don't. You don't have to do anything on my account, but I don't have transcriptions on there because normally I do, like for my own stuff, I'm in either Descript or something that I can just spit out the transcript if I need it. And nobody is really, I mean, I can check the analytics, I guess, for, there was some big spike that happened. I know it was back in 2019, 4,000 downloads. I don't know what happened then, but yeah. Somehow back in July, there was 445 downloads, which seems weird. Like something weird went on there. Oh, past 14 days. No, I need past whatever, 60 days. Someone went through and like hit. One person downloaded a whole bunch of episodes or something. I guess that's the problem of 200 episodes is someone grabs or some bot grabs a recording, and maybe it was Claude. Maybe Claude just ingested it all for me. Oh yeah, I guess that would be handy, is like Claude can do a better job than just, like, obviously your transcription tooling that's built into Transistor is fine and good enough for like just quickly adding that. But do I have minutes? It'll yeah, being able to then generate chapters, generate links, whatever, all that kind of stuff that people would do inside of Claude or ChatGPT. So now, if we go to that version, didn't check the. There we go, transcript. So if someone's wondering what my thoughts were about the pandemic in March 30th of, oh, I need to fix that too, because I'm sure that's actually there, right? Oh. That's weird, right? That's something I did with the CSS. I just this morning was like messing around with letting Claude generate some CSS for the. Anyways, what did I say? Metadata, episode page shows, yeah. Because then it could go back. Yeah, that's actually really handy. You could go back in and I could have it do like, look through the transcript, add links where links weren't generated in theory, as well as, you know, either maybe update the episode description or title or whatever if I really wanted to. What I would love to get it to, this is what I want to test with this show actually, is like hooking up. Okay, tell me this, Jason, if you're there still. I could hook up Transistor's MCP to like inside of Notion. Not connect to Notion MPC. I want to connect to, yeah. Anyways, I could add just Transistor's MCP to Notion and just manage it through Notion. Or do I want to do that in Claude, or is it just a matter of personal preference where I do that? But because I was thinking that I have metadata potentially in here that I might use just for like planning episodes in advance here, that then it could automatically pipe into Transistor for me. If I just said, go create a new episode with, you know, episode 262, and I had a bunch of data here, go create that, and then wait for the audio to come or whatever. If that makes sense. Could probably do it either way or use Claude and connect both MCPs. Right, like just in Claude. If I like, oh shoot. It resets it for you. I could, yeah, I have Gemini as well. I like Claude. Yeah, I could do, that's funny. I could wait an hour and a half and it'll reset. Forgot it was like a, okay, here, I'm going to just try this, keep going here because I wanted to finish this off. Don't want to show any credit card information. Yeah, I'm sure most of the people who are like doing this are not cheap weirdos like me. Oh, now it's like $28 a month, monthly. Oof. Well, happy birthday to me for a month. Just try it out. I don't want to switch. I have done this before, and it's not that I don't understand what's involved with. I just don't use it enough to justify it normally. But I could see this is where I want to test this out. Is like, again, whether I would pay Notion like more money for their AI tooling, or Claude for its AI tooling. Claude is obviously a little more universal in terms of what I use it for, or could use it for. Okay, let's go back to desktop and webcam. Oh, actually, one more thing. I don't want to expose my entire history and conversation with Claude. So I should have more usage now. Maybe I need to reset it. Just relaunch it here. I mean, like, I don't think it's your job to make sure people know that if they're on a free plan, there's going to be limitations. That's Claude's job, but there would probably be some people like me who use it and don't recognize that because they never hit those limits. Oh, wait. So is there actually like a, the last time I did this, it was before maybe they changed, because it's still showing usage limit is, I don't want to pay for, or maybe I need to quit Claude. No, I did that already. Does your usage limit not get increased when you have a paid plan? I don't want to review that right now. Yeah. So I don't have, I've used 0%. This is weird. I'm glad I'm at least recording this. What if I hit a new, I'm just gonna go to a new window. No, it's, yeah. Oops. I'm all over the place here. Or I wonder if I switched Claude Code. Oh, it's asking me to sign in again. Sorry. I'll get the screen back in a second here. just have to log in again. And that's what'll trigger the... Claude Desktop is really sandboxed. Yeah, so I could take this to Claude Code now, because now my limits are gone. So I just needed to log out, log back in again. So take back all the angry thoughts I had towards Claude and the way they were. I mean, it would be better if they just like told you that when you upgraded. So is there a reason or a way to like... Is it a project in Claude Code or what? Nah, never mind. I'll just like go back here. Just want to see if this will continue doing it down the path I was doing. And oh, whoops. I can't do it that way. That's what we went through already. Where is the URL? It's already done. Oh, no, it only got to 252, it looks like. And that's like an edge case where you're like someone who doesn't have a paid plan hits a limit, and halfway through their instructions or changing something or whatever. And again, I don't think that's on Transistor to have whatever that, like a catch for that. Yeah, I think that's like the weird thing with, and I know people who do use AI tooling a lot more are like way more shorthand with it and direct and whatever. I still assume it's probably, I think I type to it or talk to it as if it's dumber than it is. But also, yeah, like it's not smart, but it's capable of understanding things more than I give it credit for, maybe. That is interesting that the tool reports success, even though it was like, could have seen in the conversation history here that it timed out. Okay, so that's going to presumably be done. So in this, if you're still there, Jason, if there's a way, is there a benefit to me using Claude Code right now? Like, so the next step in my project here would be to look for old or crappy metadata that's in an episode. So like, I noticed on one of them, not that one's got rich text. Maybe it was this one. So for some reason, I just was like, screw John, I'm going to use Markdown. So like, if I was going to say like, look for Markdown style links and convert to rich text, or just remove it all, because yeah, like that's linking to a porn subreddit now. Look for old links or whatever. I could just remove, because I think a lot of these, I can check probably easier to check on this page. A lot of them have, is there no next episode on a episode page? Nothing in the show notes until probably way back. Episode 25, let's go for, oops, I guess I can just do 25, nope. Oh yeah, way back when we used to host with FeedPress. Way back. So I think when I imported them, a bunch of them, 90. Let's go with. Ooh, what's going on there? Oh yeah. I think when I imported them into Transistor originally, then. So I could do, like, in theory, what you're saying. I could do the transcription, trigger transcriptions for all the episodes with then a new show notes description of the episode along with links, reference maybe, and then what was the then? Yeah, that I guess. And then would it be better to use Claude Code to do that kind of thing, or would it be better to use, or is there a reason to switch into Claude Code, I guess, for that kind of thing versus just the conversation here? That's beyond the scope of Transistor's issues, so. Ideally, it would even, like, I don't know if, did somebody flip on my transcription tooling? Because I feel like it's supposed to say I have limits here. This is where I need a, this is fine. Code is just able to upload your files. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, 42 transcription minutes available. But yeah, for somebody doing this, they could, like, if they had transcription minutes, they could then go through all the episodes, redo their show notes if they wanted to, and based on transcriptions, assuming they didn't do a good job of this themselves, and the rest of the stuff you should be able to do via the MCP. I'll flip you a bunch of oh, well, thanks. I know, I don't think there's anything longer than like 11. Oh, there's one 32-minute episode. That's what I'm curious. I'm going to try and get it to also. So transcribe past episodes, update show notes with better episode descriptions, remove old. Or just mark down and find any episodes with possible guests. Because I guess the transcript would be able to find that. So let's check in on Claude. Confirmed episode. 251 now is artwork. This batch of 50 works. Okay. So it's. Well, I would say, like, as somebody who's a complete noob here, 200 as the artwork. Let me check episode 1. Let me check episode 1. Got it. Back to the diarrhea. Oh, I even added quotes from it. I was so good at things. Oh, good. Whoever was running the porn site at goodstuff.fm after we let that domain die seems to have also lost enthusiasm for porn, I guess. We decided to switch domains from goodstuff.fm to goodstuff.network to save a bit of money, and also just kind of made more sense because we were a podcast network, but then we forgot how the internet works, and someone, of course, scooped up goodstuff.fm and ran with it. Can you transcribe all episodes of Dailyish? I'll leave the spelling mistake in, see what happens. Without transcriptions. Thanks, Jason, by the way. That's super helpful. just need to get someone on Claude. Transcription spends your monthly credits. One credit per credit. Dailyish has 260 hours. I could have to a lot of credits. Go for it. I should have typed or told it Jason approve this and see if it knew. Does it know who the Transistor employees are? Claude Code would let me have concurrent calls going, though. Is that true? Like this plus something else? I guess you wouldn't want it to be updating show notes at the same time, but... Oh, I see this. I went all in. What the heck? That is weird. Yeah. Something's goofy with the metadata, but wouldn't, like that would be there still in the HTML, wouldn't it? Like I can't screw that up with CSS, or does the CSS somehow cut it off? That's definitely my issue, not, I'm assuming not like the podcast. I was just looking at this earlier. Because who is using this? Somebody. These guys, I think, have the same, whatchamacallit, I forgot what the theme is. Oh, yeah. All right, because it's 2018. I was thinking it was, yeah, okay. That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, back when I had courses. Not there anymore. I think I was using, oh, shoot. Justin used to be, or was friends with them. Well, Justin's friends with everybody. What was that? I can't think of it. Anyway, it'll come to me. But yeah, all these old links. No, this is the Quasar customized, like a heavy amount of CSS thrown in there. Probably too much. Like just, I let Claude barf on it, basically. So I'm sure there's edge cases and weird overwrites and something that's in there twice or three times or whatever. Like I think that people, yeah, like that doesn't look awesome. And it's like sort of truncated. I added Poe. Just do them all. Oh, I wonder if it'll be able to, I'll have to ask. See, I don't think there's actually two people though, right? Oh, I made another one. Oops. refresh. So yeah, sometimes it's going to guess. Looks like this one I think would have Chris Anzes joined by Tim Marta.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
That is good. That is good. We've been 2 weeks.
So I could almost tell it to go through and say, like, if there's one speaker, identify it as Chris. Pre-showing. Oh yeah, Sue joined me on this one. Sue. So that'll be a good little test of like what it can actually do. Oh, you don't have people in MCP. Okay. Which makes sense. That's like a sub area or whatever. At least it makes sense in my brain that it wouldn't necessarily be there. Oh yeah, I thought, because like, yeah, obviously when I'm doing the panel for Justin, it often recognizes him before I've had to assign a speaker. Hit the tool use limit for this. 80 of 260 episodes transcribed. For this turn. Oh, is each of these like using one of my tokens or whatever, right, I guess? Whereas if I went in and did it like manually, if I did that myself, then it wouldn't, obviously, yeah, it wouldn't use up tokens, but because I thought or was that somewhere? Did you not have a setting for like, go automatically transcribe all the things in here? Maybe not. Oh yeah, okay, that's why. That's the blessing and the curse probably of working on a show with Justin, or many shows with Justin, is like I kind of forget what, or don't even have a clue what is actually a limitation of the account I'm on, or that he's on, that kind of thing. We'll maybe do a bulk input. Yeah, like I wouldn't. It would be a good thing. I think. I'm not worried about it myself, but like, if I was doing this, I would have thought me saying transcribe them all would mean Claude would say, okay, Transistor, transcribe them all, and that would be the request, not like. And then, but yeah. I think that would have been my naive assumption, maybe. And someone who is more, again, AI savvy would recognize that, okay, it's going to actually go like 200 or whatever, how many episodes I have. It's going to go through them all, and each one is going to count as like multiple hits because it's going to trigger it and then want to verify it or whatever, which is totally fair. Probably if you have AI brain. Well, that was a very short episode. Definitely worth transcribing that one. What happens if I hit stop? There, I'll just make a note of that. So the artwork's done. The show notes would be similarly annoying to go through. Which I wonder if, again, it's probably just a factor of having 200 and whatever episodes. Where am I trying to go? Yeah. Like if this was a different show, whatever, if I was working on this show with 18 episodes, not a big deal. Show notes won't be as delayed though, since it doesn't have to wait for transcription. Right, yeah. It's just doing it on each one. So if I said, what's the best way? For right now, it's probably safest to like remove the show notes, because I don't really where there's none, that's fine. And a lot of them will have none. Oh, I think I started adding this as like a stock thing. So much of it's all out of date anyways. The transcript would actually be way more helpful than anything in the show notes, I think. Oops, that's where I'm going to go. Yeah, because all this. All the subreddit stuff and all those shows. There's nothing that's actually still alive. Even like the Twitter links. I think for now I could just, remove all show notes. What's the actual description there? Do we need to I'm just going to go down to like page 4 here and just grab a random one. Oh no, yeah, I want the show notes description, not the show summary. Oof, I don't want that anywhere either. Sorry, that's going to be another one to change for wherever that shows up. Let's see what it does. At least it's learning from itself. Just checking if this button still works. I just said the most brilliant thing ever, and it all got lost. I was saying how like the create a clip. No, I don't want to do that. It kind of reminds me of the old days of like WordPress stuff, where you know, the average user knew how to use the user interface, the GUI, and like update the title and update the episode or the post description and stuff. And then smart or power users knew how to use MySQL and could go in and find and replace and episode or show post titles, etc. And you could do damage there that obviously WordPress wasn't going to help you undo. And regular users were safe from that. Then plugins came along that could let you do, you know, find and replace and stuff inside the WordPress admin dashboard. And there again, you could potentially do damage that you couldn't undo. And so it feels like similarly here, like I can't delete episodes obviously and things. And it's not that I can do damage to my show, but I could, like if I was like, oh shoot, actually 200 of those episodes had really good metadata and I just removed it, that is gone. Like there's no undo really. I can redo, but no undo. And so, yeah, just not a negative critique or anything, just more of a recognizing of what's going on. And this description is going to be funny. So this was 201. Let's just check out what it looks like. Oh yeah, so it shouldn't for show note for our episode. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't. I would still remove or keep deleting episodes from the user. I don't know. I'm sure there'd be scenarios where someone's like, oh shoot, I need to delete this thing, but like then you'd probably just delete your podcast entirely or whatever. Rich text, right? Someday you guys will have a modern. I've been bugging John since day one for a Markdown supported editor, but rich text. I think every year I send a request. Oh, there, nice fix. Don't need to include that. Don't need to include that, but that's something that can be removed after the fact. So cool. I don't know. Is there anything that I'm like not seeing? Like obviously there's choices I could make, and I could do more of this kind of stuff. But is there anything in within the MCP that would help me now that I'm not seeing or thinking of, in terms of like both past preparing a show for new episodes that hasn't been published in a while, as well as going forward, that'd be worth checking out? I mean, I've been going for whatever, a while now, hour and a half. Probably good to stop there, but I'm just gonna make a note. Episode, what did I say? 201, was it? Cold. Lots of meta references to cold. Oh, nice, yeah. So you could like have it go through your transcripts. probably just going to be lots more complaining about the weather. Then versus now, mental health motivation thread pops up quietly in episodes like 201. Yeah, obviously it's just doing the one. You auto-summarize now under the hood when you transcribe. So based on those, you can come up with some ideas. Tentative sample. What's really cool about this at the transistor level, as opposed to like a tool like Riverside or Descript, where you're recording and then potentially editing, is they don't have any awareness across recordings that I've seen yet. Maybe I'm sure they're building it eventually, but their AI tooling has zero awareness of other projects unless you put, like Descript has a way of like putting all the projects inside of each other in this really messy configuration that then in theory could, like, but you would think like a Descript project that has, you know, all 200 of these episodes, let's say, in a folder, I should be able to say like, okay, give me new topic ideas, but it can't. They don't have their AI tooling built in, at least as far as I've been able to tell, has no awareness across episodes. And so I think Transistor is in a unique position to help the actual podcast creator with that kind of stuff in a way that at least currently the tooling for editing and recording stuff, as much as they're racing to try and be the new host as well, doesn't have access to. Yeah. And plus, like you're saying, both looking at multiple shows within your dashboard, but then the downloads too is something that, like, I know Riverside is trying to add, or has added hosting, and eventually they'll probably get there. But with Transistor, you've got the ability to just say like, what's performed really well across all my different shows. And yeah, a modern take on Overwatch with Dave Rupert. I think that was one episode, yeah, I had with Dave Rupert on. Introvert solo work constraints versus freedom paradox. Tension between wanting audience feedback and the anxiety of putting himself out there. Yeah, who's my most popular guest? So you need like people access though, right? Wouldn't you? Or I guess that would show up in the episode titles, assuming you have that. Movie trailer reactions, too crisp conversational format. No, we did actually spin that off into a podcast for a while. Tech tool deep dives. This is my first pandemic. Yeah, that's definitely helpful. Very cool. Yeah, I assume people will get added quickly-ish, or what, not like tomorrow, but. So I think for next time I dive into this, I'm going to try to figure out a way so that I can use, if I could keep make notes for the recording in Notion that then magically get into Transistor somehow. But that might be complicated because I also like the idea of, for my own efficiency time, being able to go from Descript into Transistor, like with the file and the transcript right away. Going from Descript into that is also pretty slick, and then I don't necessarily need to worry about Notion other than like keeping this as the sort of my source of truth for episode details. But maybe I don't need to, if I can just always trigger Claude into the show. So yeah, I guess it's not one or the other. The only part that's one or the other is like, what am I paying for? And I don't have the well, I have the corporate credit card, but it's also my kids' food credit card. So, and it's only going to get more expensive, I feel like. we didn't get all the way, I didn't fix everything in the past, but these aren't like critical bugs or stuff I need to update before I start new shows next week on this thing. Next step is to like set up a Descript project and figure out what I hate the music that I used to use. So, but I can also, probably doesn't have access yet to dynamic audio, right? Like that's probably not connected yet. That's the last question I'll ask, and then I'm going to hop off. Because being able to, I don't think it's downloaded very much, but like on past episodes, adding hey, the show's now recording again, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, no campaigns yet, which makes sense. And that is something that's easy enough to do right now in the dashboard anyways. So, and you can still use Claude or whichever AI tooling to sort of map it out or talk it through. So cool beans. Thanks, Jason, for hanging out here while I've been doing this, and whoever else has been hanging around watching or watching later, thank you. We will see you next time I feel like doing this. Adios.